guys. Shepherd Splendid family here.
Yes, we're here today with a special treat for all our married couples, engaged couples,
Or dating.
or dating people that have potential husbands, wives, somebody you think that's going to be in your future. But we have this book that helped us, even though we wasn't going through anything that need help at the time. We was just a fresh couple. When we first met, we started in a long distance relationship. I was in New Orleans, she was in Blue Springs, Missouri, my wife, Aisha. We was almost 900 miles away, well, a little under 900 miles away. So, the relationship was getting pretty serious, so we decided to start reading The Love There. I introduced it to my wife because it's something I seen from the movie Fireproof. If you're not familiar with the movie Fireproof, if you're a married couple, you should watch it.
I love it.
Fireproof is a good, empowering. It's a Christian movie. If your views is not Christian, that's fine. You can take it for what it is. You can add your religion, but the point of the matter is it's very spiritual, and it connects a couple with one another and make them better understand each other. So I introduced the book to my wife, just so we can kind of like basically do pre-counseling, because we really were getting serious. And I said, how about we just do marriage counseling now instead of waiting until it get bad before we got married? We wasn't even married. We haven't even physically been intimate up to this point, but we just studied this book called The Love There. Day in and day out for 40 days. It's a 40-day challenge. We studied it together. We learned more about one another before we even met, and we actually connected on a spiritual level. So this actually bonded us stronger, what a lot of people don't know about our marriage and our relationship.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing this 40-day challenge with y'all. We hope y'all follow us with The Love There. Like I said, it's for married couples, engaged couples, up-and-coming couples. This book is amazing. It helps you strengthen your relationship before it even go down to the pits. Why? It's basically like, why wait till something get bad to try to fix it when you can pre-prep and get yourself set up and prepared for any obstacle that come your way. So we're going to start today with day 1, and every day we're going to update. It's going to be day 2, so on and so forth.
40 days.
40 days, 40-day challenge. Let's get with it. This right here will make you a better spouse a better lover to your spouse, more understanding, and just more in love with your spouse, So definitely read this book, it helps a lot. So please get the book. If you want to know where to get it from, you can go on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can go online and get this probably like $14 at max.
Yeah, and you can even, because what I did, he had the book physically, and I didn't have it. So I Googled every day, and it's on Google. So even if you got to Google it or print it all off, it's on there. So there's no excuses.
Free of charge. You can have your spouse reading the book, and you can follow day 1, whatever day they're on, from the internet. So definitely, we about to get straight into it. Anything else to say there?
Read with us.
All right, read along with us. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna start from the beginning, and we're gonna just read together. We read paragraph for paragraph. All right, we're gonna read. I'm gonna let my wife read the first page, which is the introduction page. Okay.
Okay. Receive this as a warning. This 40-day journey cannot be taken lightly. It is a challenge. It is a challenging and often difficult process, but is an incredible, fulfilling one. To take this there requires a resolute mind and a steadfast determination. It is not meant to be sampled or briefly tested, and those who quit early will forfeit the greatest benefits. If you will commit to a day at a time for 40 days, the results could change your life and your marriage. Consider it a dare from others who have done it before.
We're not editing anything, so y'all gonna have to bear with us on this. All right.
Day 1. Love is patient.
Love is patient.
Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Ephesians 4:2. Love works. It is life's most powerful motivator and has far greater depth and meaning than most people realize. It always does what is best for others and can empower us to face the greatest of problems. We are born with a lifelong thirst for love. Our hearts desperately need it, like our lungs need oxygen. Love changes our motivation for living. Relationships become meaningful with it. No marriage is successful without it.
Yeah, that no marriage is successful without love and patience.
Yes.
All right. Love is built on two pillars that best defines what it is. Those pillars are patience and kindness. All the other characteristics of love are extensions of these two attributes. And that's where your dare will begin, with patience.
Love will inspire you to become a patient person. When you choose to be patient, you respond in a positive way to a negative situation. You are slow to anger. You choose to have a long fuse instead of a quick temper. Rather than being restless and demanding, love helps you settle down and begin extending mercy to those around you. Patience brings an eternal calm during an external storm.
Yes. Internal calm to an external storm. All right. No one likes to be around an impatient person. It causes you to overreact in anger, foolish and regrettable ways. The irony of anger towards the wrongful action is that it spawns new wrongs of its own. Anger also never makes things better. In fact, it usually generates additional problems. But patience stops people in their tracks. More than biting your tongue, more than biting your lip, more than clapping a hand over your mouth, patience is a deep breath. It clears the air. It stops foolishness from whipping its scorpion tail all over the room. It is a choice to control your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to control you, and shows discretion instead of returning evil for evil. No tit for tat, people.
No, and that's hard.
That's
in
a
a
tough
relationship.
one. Yeah.
You want to do tit for tat. They make you mad. What you want to do? Make them matter.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It don't fix anything. We tried. We tried.
We tried. Woo. Okay. If your spouse offends you, do you quickly retaliate or do you stay under control? Do you quickly retaliate or do you stay under control? I think it depends on what you're mad at.
Yeah, I think so too. It depends. It depends on what level of pissed I am.
If it's something that you really pissed off about, you'll retaliate like that. But sometimes you could just walk away or just like shut up.
Blow it off like dirt off your shoulder, like Jigga said. Dirt off my shoulder. Get that. Oh. Okay, alright, let's get back to it.
Do you find that anger is your emotional default when treated unfairly? Sometimes.
You know, I'm getting better with time. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? I'm getting older now. I got children, so I think a little more before I do stuff. You know, and I can do stuff better if I have to, but I'm getting better. That's
okay. If so, you are spreading poison rather than medicine.
So you hear that? If you can't control your anger, you're spreading poison instead of medicine. So, fellas, control your anger. Women
too. Y'all know how we be. Y'all like to. We like to poke at the men and knowing you ain't. Yeah, control yourself.
Exactly. I mean, easy said than done. We gonna get you there.
Right.
All right. Anger is usually caused when a strong desire for something is mixed with disappointment or grief. You don't get what you want and you start heating up inside. It is often an emotional reaction that flows out of your own selfishness, foolishness, and evil motives.
Patience, however, makes us wise. It doesn't rush to judgment, but listens to what the other person is saying. Patience stands in the doorway where anger is clawing to burst in. but waits to see the whole picture before passing judgment. The Bible says, "He who is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who is quick-tempered exalts folly." Proverbs 14:29.
Yeah, if you can follow some of the scriptures, we basically have them. It's all listed in the book.
Yeah, everything's in the book.
If you study the Christian faith, definitely, But for people who's Muslim or whatever your faith is, I'm sure it's the cross-reference version somewhere in the Quran or whichever book you read. But the main point of this book is just for strengthening marriages. Strengthening marriages, but scripture helps out, because if you can connect with your spouse spiritually, you can get on a deeper level with them. All right. As sure as a lack of patience will turn your home into a war zone. You hear that? Lack of patience can turn your home into a war zone.
You don't even realize it.
You don't realize it. You're on a rampage and everybody hate one another. No, that's not what you want. The practice of patience will foster peace and quiet. Patience will foster peace and quiet. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but a slow to anger calms a dispute. Proverbs 15:18. Statements like these from the Bible book of Proverbs are clear principles with timeless relevance. Patience is where love meets wisdom. That's deep, though. Patience is where love meets wisdom. That's some deep stuff right there.
Oh, yeah.
And every marriage needs the combination to stay healthy.
That is true.
Yes.
Patience helps you give your spouse permission to be human. It understands that everyone fails. When a mistake is made, it chooses to give them more time than they deserve to correct it. It gives you the ability to hold on during the tough times in your relationship rather than bailing out under pressure.
But can your spouse count on having a patient husband or wife to deal with? Can she know that locking her keys in the car will be met by your understanding rather than a demanding lecture that makes her feel like a child? Can he know that cheering during the last seconds of a football game won't invite a loud-mouthed laundry list of ways he should be spending his time? It turns out that few people are as hard to live with as an impatient person.
What will the tone and volume of your home be like if you tried the biblical approach? See that no one repays another with evil for evil, but always seek after which is good for one another. Thessalonians 5:15.
Few of us do patience very well, and none of us do it naturally.
Read that again.
Wise men and women will pursue it.
Right.
Pursue it as an okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We had a goofy moment. All right, but wise men and women will pursue it in. Okay. Look.
I'm not editing everything.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Look, we're gonna get serious. We're doing this for the camera. All right, it's for a video. All right, but why? Hey, let me get this. But wise men and women will pursue it, an essential ingredient to their marriage relationship. That's a good starting point to demonstrate true love.
This love their journey is a process, and the first thing you must resolve to possess is patience. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint, but it's a race worth running.
Marathon, not a sprint.
Okay, so after you read that together, and after every day there's a challenge for you to do, for you and your spouse to do together. And the first challenge is?
It's a challenge after every lesson. So we on day one. So this is the challenge. You challenge you and your spouse. And you can even do this without your spouse even knowing. If they're too angry to, if y'all communication is that bad, you can sneak and do the love there and just do a lot of kind of things from the book and work, just work on you and don't focus on them, because the love you show to them might just change them. and turn their attention away from the anger that they've been feeling.
Like in the movie Fireproof.
Yep, Fireproof. Watch the movie
it.
Fireproof, and the book will make more sense to you.
Fireproof is written by the same writers as War Room.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
War Room, and it's actually the guy off that TV show Growing Pains, one of the kids. He's the one that directed the movie. And it's his movie and his book. Okay, this is the challenge for today, ladies and gents. The first part, although love is communicated in a number of ways, our words often reflect the conditions of our heart. For the next day, resolve to demonstrate patience and to say nothing negative to your spouse at all. If the temptation arises, choose not to say anything. It's better to hold your tongue than say something you'll regret. All right, that's the challenge.
So pretty much the challenge is don't say anything negative to your spouse. Say if you going through a bad relationship, a bad marriage at the time, but you want to fight for your marriage, you want to fight for your relationship, then this is what this is for. So the first challenge is don't say anything negative. If they coming at you and trying to poke at you and try to start something, don't say nothing. Ignore it.
Ignore it completely.
Or just say, okay, yes, speak to them in a nice tone. Change the way you react to the situation, because sometimes you might think it's that person is the reason why your relationship is failing, but it's how you react to the situation in it as well. So if you change how you react, it might change your spouse's ways. Most of the time, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
some relationships can't be saved. Sometimes. But if you know deep down in your heart your relationship can be saved, this challenge is for you.
It's for you, and if you love your spouse the way you say you do, prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it by, following the challenge. Like the first challenge of the first day is to not say nothing negative to your spouse, no matter what they say to you. Just laugh it off.
For 24 hours.
24 hours. Just shrug it off. They say something negative, y'all been in a funk with each other for a while. Sometimes you just gotta just really dig deep inside your heart and just think like, you know what, my spouse loves me. I know they do. Maybe they're just under attack. You need to save your spouse.
Yeah.
Save your spouse, because you see the potential, the growth, the greatness in it. If it's worth saving, save it. Some things are not worth saving. But however, you won't know that unless you fight. You have to fight for your spouse. You have to show them, because sometimes we get to the sense of familiarity to where everything is so familiar to you. Now you stop doing all the things you did when you first met them.
Exactly.
You just give up on doing all these great things that attracted you to that person in the beginning. And now that's why your love is lacking, because you feel like, I got this person, now what? Keep doing the same thing. It's like working out in the gym. You're going to get your first muscle gains and you're going to just give up and say, oh, that's it. You're going to get back fat, then you get depressed. So you need to just stay at it. Stay at it. You want that muscle to grow, you got to work it.
Yeah.
It's not going to work itself. Alright, people, that's all we got for today. We're going to keep it on. We hungry. I want some
See you
food.
later.
I want some food. I'm sorry, but I got carried away. I'm hungry. I think my stomach. I was like, ugh. Alright. That was the Shepherd's Blended family. We're supposed to say that. We're supposed to get your hand off my titty. I mean, my nipple.
Stop it. Don't smack my butt.